All right, well, tomorrow is World Mental Health Day, which this year, of course, has a new sense of urgency for many people.
Of course, 2020 has taken a mental toll on people all around the globe. And one way to get some peace of mind is through meditation. So, in honor of World Mental Health Day, we thought we'd chat live this morning with Melissa Mattern from Meditation for Regular People. She's going to share her tips to get into some calm this weekend. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting me back. It's great to be here.
Absolutely. Good to see you again. So we're curious, why meditate? Why try to make this a part of your daily routine?
Well, it is a big part of my own mental health, and I see it in a lot of my students that we need to give ourselves a break. Our brains, particularly right now, even if you take out just one thing, a pandemic, we've had, smoke in Portland over the last couple weeks. We've had all kinds of craziness going on with the election, that our brains are really caught sometimes in this negativity or hopelessness or churning over and over. And that's a big part of deteriorating mental health. So meditation can help you create a pattern interrupt that and give your brain a little bit of break and maybe focus on something new, not with the intention to avoid it, but with the intention to retrain your brain that it can move toward positivity and calm whenever it wants to and whenever you have set the intention. So I like to do that by creating a gratitude practice, which you'll kind of hear this and you'll hear people talk about a gratitude practice, and it seems like a huge undertaking, but really just writing down one thing a day that you're grateful for. And it really started for me to get back into my gratitude practice during right after the fires, because that first day that we didn't have smoke, we all took a big breath and went, isn't it wonderful to be able to breathe?
Yeah.
But we can really do that every day, right? Did you guys do that?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I think I posted never taking air for granted ever again. Yeah.
But within a couple of days, we were taking air for
Exactly.
granted.
Right. Go right back to
So
our negative normal. Yeah.
absolutely. So to start with that, I use Post-its, and I'll write on a Post-it. In fact, our whole family does it when we get into it, which I know we sound like the weird meditation family, but each day we write down one thing that we're grateful for and stick it up there. And then every time I see them, I do take a big, deep breath and say, wow, I am really grateful for air. I'm really grateful. I have a cool coffee cup. I'm really grateful that I have some cool coffee to drink this morning. And we build on the little things. It's easier to navigate through the bigger things.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree that the world is quite overwhelming right now. And we don't get out of overwhelm with a big jump. We get out of overwhelm with little teeny tiny steps that kind of bring our heads up above water and then allow us to learn how to swim again.
And as far as, I wouldn't even know how to go about starting like a meditation routine. Would I do it in the morning, at night? I mean, how does someone go about starting that practice, and when should they be doing it?
Well, anytime that you can sit down, the best meditation is the one that you'll do. So I like to sit down in the morning. I typically tell people to start with 13 minutes because that's about the attention span that you really can't stand it anymore, is the 10 minutes. And then you get a little bit of 3 of payoff. And really just dropping your breath down into your belly. You can place your hand on your belly and try to move your hand a little bit. That's a great way when there's a lot going on. It's very challenging to say, oh, I'm going to launch this big practice. And then just like some of the other things, we all were going to learn Spanish or French or, whatever during the pandemic. And I think some people, we have a tendency to be hard on ourselves when we don't get there. But if we can sit for 13 minutes, if you can sit for 3 minutes and just breathe a little bit, I like to do it in the morning about 45 minutes after I get up so that I don't forget it and go on to something else.
Okay.
What passes for me, I can't get there. But anytime you can sit down is great.
Whatever works for you. Yeah, I think, people wonder, okay, sitting down and taking some deep breaths, like what is it really doing for me? So I'm curious, what actual benefits are you bringing to not just your mind, but also your body? And when do you start to see that? They say it takes so long to start a habit. How long before you maybe start to see or feel some changes from really trying to commit to meditation?
The real work is, for the 10 minutes that you sit, it pays off the 23 hours and 50 minutes of the rest of your day. And you don't necessarily have to take a deep breath. Just notice your breath. When you notice your breath and you're focused on one thing, then you're not thinking about Twitter or the election or the fires or homeschooling or whatever it is you're doing. If you can place your attention on one thing, it just gives your head that little break, your mind that little break. And how it pays off is when something pops up in your day, you might take a minute before you jump in. We call it the hook. before you jump in and get hooked and, oh my gosh, this is terrible and this is terrible too. And what if we never go back to school? And what if this happens with the elections? And what if we have another fire? If you can stop and take your breath, that stuff can disappear, and you can train your brain that it can take a break whenever it wants.
Yeah.
Melissa, how are you reading my thoughts right now?
Right. Some good.
Next, I need to start meditating.
Our brains
Melissa,
love patterns. I'm looking at your set and I'm like, wow, they have some cool pillows. Wow, they have a really cool table. Wow, they're dressed really nice. It looks great. I go to that. My brain wants to create a pattern, and so I'm creating a pattern of positivity by looking at your set, by
oh,
walking around outside. Wow, the leaves are looking cool. Ooh, I like a cool breeze. But if you're walking around going, ugh, that's what's going to lock into your head.
I
sure.
love it. And thanks for saying we're dressed great too.
All right, starting it off with some positivity.
Say, thoughts that fire together wire together.
Yeah.
So the more we have negative or fearful thoughts, the more we're going to wire that into our brains, and we
All
are
right.
really good at rewiring our brains.
Well, go to coin.com if you want more advice and mental health resources from Melissa. Always great to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Have a great day, guys.